the Spintex Knights have won the Accra Basketball League and qualified to compete in the Elite 16 stage of the Apex Basketball League in Africa, the Basketball Africa League. Starting in 2020, the Continental Basketball Championship is run by basketball's world governing body FIBA and the world's most prestigious basketball league, the NBA. By qualifying to the Elite 16 stage, Knights made history by becoming the first Ghana club to make it beyond the preliminary round of the competition, and the journey isn't lost on the club's co-founder, Dr. Eric Opoku-Antwi.
The thing that we are seeing is the handiwork of God. We started as a very recreational team, playing from one area to the other, playing in community leagues, and then we decided that we had to aim for the ultimate. That is participating in the Basketball African League. And here we are today. That everybody has a purpose to fulfill on this earth. And for me, I believe basketball is part of what I had to do.
While the Ghana Black Stars served up a woeful performance in the 2-0 loss to Sudan, Spintex Knights were making history in Libya on the blind side of many. Knights head coach Thomas Amedeku lived through the historic feat firsthand.
Up into Tripoli, at the back of our heads, we knew that the tough opposition was going to be ABC. Because they've been there before, they've seen what it's like. So we went in there. The challenge we faced was we're supposed to leave about 3 days before. We couldn't because we had issues with our ticketing, and then we had to cut down our numbers. So we had to go with just me as a head coach, just a team manager, a media person, and then a team doctor, and then just 11 players. So we got there and at about 11 a.m. and our game was about 4 hours away, our first game. And so from the experience we had gathered from Nigeria and Ivory Coast and everything we had gone through to get to this point, we just told the guys, look, this is the main thing. This is what we said we've always wanted to be. So it needed to count for something. Let's leave everything there. And then it was good. When we started, we had jitters. But once we settled in, we just knew that we had the talent to match up.
After signing expert players Larry Johnson, Deshaun Weaver, and Habib Hassan to address size and scoring challenges ahead of competing in the Elite 16 stage in Cote d'Ivoire from November 5 to November 10, Spintex Knights are expecting to do big things, but continue to call for financial help ahead of the trip.
Before going to Libya, we sent letters to the ministry for a visa waiver. We didn't get it.
Wow.
We had to pay $150 per person on arrival to Ivory Coast. I believe we are supposed to leave on the 1st. As a team, we are very much prepared, physically, spiritually,
mentally.
Financially. No, we are still struggling in there. So, but we believe that God will see us through. And to compete, our target is to make it to the main bar.
From scrapping around community basketball courts to competing at the international level, Spintex Knights have come a long way. By having the brazen assertiveness to settle for only the best, the Nobles are gearing to make more basketball history for Ghana.
Go on, catch me if you can. Go deflect off. Just about over against the head one.
Wow, lovely, lovely. And ladies and gentlemen, we actually have them here in the studio with us. So in the studio with me is Selam Thomas Amedeku, who's the head coach of the Spintex Knights, Benjamin Omari Mensah, vice captain Spintex Knight, and James Amoto, who is a member of the Spintex Knights. You guys are all welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
We're doing well.
You feel good, right?
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Excited to be here and excited to be going to Cote d'Ivoire?
Yes.
Okay, now let us just start with the whole qualifying journey. Tell us, what was it like and what was some of your biggest challenge, especially knowing that, you know, basketball has been one of those sports that Ghanaians didn't take too serious. I mean, it just stopped from after high school or uni. So tell us some of your biggest challenges, you know, having to qualify for this bout.
Right. I mean, before the trip to Tripoli, I mean, the usual financial issues. So for us, we had to cut down our numbers from 22. We had to cut it all the way down to 15. So we had to take.
That includes the players?
Yes. So we had to go with 11 players, myself as the coach, a team manager, a team doctor. and that was it.
Wow.
Then, so we went there, and our numbers, we got there on the very day we were playing our first game.
You got there on the day you were playing your first game?
We had just 4 hours in between landing and our first game.
So no resting?
No. And that was a game that we actually played our best. We won that game.
Okay. Because you're just 5 years old, and what were some of the specific moments or during the game qualifier that, you know, felt was a turning point that you realized that, you know what, we can do this, we can actually rep Ghana?
Right. I mean, when we started, it was just recreational basketball. And then just 2 years ago, we said, look, we need to take this thing seriously. So we needed to change our focus. So 2 years ago, we signed up to play in the Accra Basketball League Division 2, and we went unbeaten, and we came into the top division.
Right.
And then when we came, we said, okay, now we need to take another step. So we started traveling outside to play international tournaments.
Right.
We've been to Nigeria about 3 times. We've been to Ivory Coast, just so the players can understand where we are going to and how it feels like.
Right.
So we did all of those things to prepare us. And then just last year, we knew that it was time for us to get in there.
All right, so let me speak to Benjamin. Benjamin, he said that to prepare your mind and everything, you guys actually signed up to be playing international tournaments, so you've gone to Cote d'Ivoire, you've played in Nigeria. How was the feeling like playing outside Ghana? You know, meeting international competitors, how was the feeling like, and how did it impact you?
Playing internationally was one of the biggest dreams we've ever dreamt about, and going there was a top fight. But you know, our minds were made up that we want to put Ghana on the map, and we want to write our names on the walls of other countries, that the people will understand that basketball is also part of, you know, Ghana, and we made it possible, and people got to realize that, okay, there's a big team in Ghana called Splinters United. That was a big dream.
Yeah. And James, what was the feeling like for you?
It was actually great, because going out there, meeting international people, playing with them, kind of give you an experience, because the way it's played here and outside there is different. So it's more or less like gathering experience each and every time you go out there to play.
Right. All right, so as a basketballer myself, I understand that basketball sometimes cannot really put food on your table, especially here in Africa. So is it one of that life that you guys are living? You have other day jobs, or it's just basketball full time?
It's strictly basketball. I mean,
wow.
Our management is making things so good for us. And we're enjoying it. Our families are also
benefiting from it, right?
So we are.
Right. So what do you think the future of basketball is here for Ghana?
I mean, it's exciting to see, because just over this weekend we were in Legon for the Africa Basketball Festival. We saw most of our guys play in there, and for us, if we looked at the numbers that were there, if we looked at the whole event that happened, it was really telling that if we took it seriously in this country, it would be a big thing. Because even as at 12 midnight, people were still seated watching basketball. And so for us, what we are trying to do is to make sure that people see things like this, and people can invest into it, and then basketball definitely go in this country.
Yeah, so Ghana actually hasn't had like extensive representation especially for this level, for the BAL. What do you think this means for the country standing in African basketball?
I mean, we've always looked at this as beyond just Spintex nights. Whenever we step out there, we step out there in the name of the country, because every competition that we've gone to, they never play Spintex night anthem. They always play the Ghana national anthem. And so,
do you have an anthem?
It's something that's happening. We're working on that. But so for us, it's bigger than just our club. We just want to go out there and represent our country.
Right. So, Benjamin, how are you guys preparing? What's the preparation going like? Because obviously, you're not just repping Spintex night again. Now it's all about Le Ghana. When you go there, say Le Ghana, Le Ghana, Le Ghana, Le Ghana.
You know.
Yeah.
With me, I'm super excited to partake in this tournament, and mentally we are ready, physically we are ready, spiritually we are ready. So We believe in ourselves and we believe in the boys as well. And being a captain, you know, we have to stay disciplined. My voice is more like an instrument to the boys. So the best thing I can do is to motivate them, to talk to them well.
Right.
And, you know, at the end of the day, we'll bring victory to the country and we'll bring victory to ourselves.
Right. So, James, do you already know who you're going to be playing with, say, your first March?
No, not yet.
You don't know that yet, but do you know the countries that will be there too?
Yeah, I think ABC, that's Ivory Coast, will be there. Stade Malien, Libya, a couple of guys.
These are big basketball names.
Yeah.
And have you been watching them?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right. So, you know, this is not just a competition, but it's also like carrying the country on your back. So what are some of your strategies for preparation, maybe mentally, emotionally, and stuff like that? What are some of it going on?
We are actually training for them. Same way they are also training for us. And I think Ghana basketball for a long period of time has been so underrated. So I think we going out there to showcase our talent will bring victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Coach, how has some of the local support been since the qualification news broke out?
I mean, it's not been as we've expected, but I mean, NASCO has supported us financially. Before we went to Tripoli, they supported us with some items for the players to motivate them, and then when we came back, they supported financially as well. But apart from them, we are yet to receive any form of support from anyone else. We had to sign 3 players, international players, 2 from America and 1 from Nigeria to beef up our team for Ivory Coast. And we hope that after this interview, definitely some people reach out to us and support us.
Yeah, so what do you think are some of the problems when it comes to maintaining the teams here in Ghana? Do you think it's the issue of funds?
Yes, it has to do with funds and facilities to be able to do that, because we are dealing with most of our guys are students, and so some of them are in University of Cape Coast. They have to travel,
all the time,
every time for practice and for games.
I know that feeling.
And so imagine that we have facilities where we could actually house our players. It becomes easy. Imagine that we have our own facility training, because now we have to rent a court to be able to train. And if it rains, we will not be able to practice because it's an outdoor court.
So what's happening with the indoor courts in Ghana? Guys.
We just actually secured the facility at Boteman, the handball court, to the dome, to be able to practice before we leave.
Okay, so I'm just going to call on my co-host to join us now, because he was also excited when the news broke out that, you know, you guys have qualified for Ghana. Yes. Kweku.
Yeah.
They are here.
No, it's exciting.
Finally.
I mean, I think that it can only be upwards and higher, you know, for Ghana. And for basketball in Ghana as well. So I'm excited for you guys, and all the best. And as you go out there carrying the flag of Ghana high, you know, and bring back fantastic laurels.
Yeah. So Benjamin and Omari, Benjamin and James, what would you guys like to tell the fans that support?
What I would like to tell our fans is they should expect nothing but the best from us. We are super ready to make ourselves proud and make the country proud as well. So it's going to be a good day, and it's going to be a good tournament for us. You know, so they should expect victory.
Yeah. All right.
And they should keep supporting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Super. All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming through.
Thank you.
Okay, and don't forget that tomorrow we have the community forum that comes your way at the end of Breakfast Daily tomorrow. We have a truncated version of Breakfast Daily. We end at 9 and we go to community forum. Now, tomorrow on the community forum, we will want you to know that all